Google Maps would not take that address.
The Silver Dasher.
Morning. It is Sunday. Sparking all day. I'm doing my first Sparks here locally. Or I got my first shopping order. I hope it's more than one. It's a big one. It's almost $35 for 14.9 miles. It's going to take just over an hour. 2 customers, but the one customer is 8 items. The other one is let's see, it's 43 items with a quantity of 76. But I think that 76 is all bags. That's what happened before. If it's double, exactly, almost double the amount. But I think it's mostly bags, which is somehow they're counting the grocery bags. So anyway, if not, but it's still 2 items, but the one customer is only 8, so not to worry about it. So, but yeah, $35 for an hour's work. I'll take that. So anyway, so on to Walmart, and then the shopping, and then the customer. See you in a little bit. Well, I just delivered those 2 double shopping orders to one of them was to a repeat Walmart Spark customer. I've been to that. This is like the 3rd time I think I've been to this house. And what's ironic, yesterday's DoorDash, if you remember, I had a Dollar General. It was just 1 item. I delivered that to her next door neighbor, and I remember seeing, when I was, that's one of my Spark customers. Well, sure enough, I delivered this morning. And the second customer was also in the same neighborhood on the same street, just a little bit further down. But that customer required a PIN number. And she remarked, "Hey, that's cold." I said, "Yeah, it's 28 degrees." So yeah, I'm out here in Odenville, Springville, in the neighborhood. This is the one of the first neighborhoods that I delivered a Walmart Spark. So Walmart Spark is very popular in this neighborhood, which stands for a reason. Now, this is what confuses me sometimes. There's a Walmart closer to here than the Pell City one. In fact, it's about the same size, but I don't know why Springville's not getting, unless Pell City has certain items that they have or in stock. But my repeat customer, a lot of her stuff was not available. Some of these energy drinks, the Bloom, they were wiped out. So there was nothing there. But yeah, not too long. It didn't take too. And I was correct. Remember when I started this morning, it said blah 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 quantity 73 total. Yeah, what it is these, somehow they're counting Walmart grocery bags. So as soon as I arrived at Walmart, and I said I confirm arrival, and it says review shopping list. Sure enough, that 73 number dropped down to it was total of 25 items. It dropped to 28 items for the one customer. So 28 items for one and 8 items for the other. So yeah. So don't be scared about those huge numbers. If you see, especially if you see a huge number of, a very small number and a huge number of quantity, I bet you $10 their bags. In fact, you can hit the review button and see, that the number is bags, and I think they're counting for some reason Walmart shopping bags. So anyway, so heading back into Odenville, then hit 174 back to Pell City. So yeah, hopefully I get another shopping order this morning. If not, I will quit this morning at 9 o'clock I'm preparing and fix a little lunch, and before I go, I'm fixing setting up a crock pot for goulash, German style or Hungarian style. But this is from a German packet of paprika goulash. It's very good, and I'll cook German noodles with it. It's one of the staples that my mom taught me. All it is just a stew meat or beef tips, whatever stew meat. What I'll do is cook them up a little bit, season them, and then put them in the crock pot. 2 things of beef stock, and put that in there. And I've got 2 little packets of a combination of celery, onions, and carrots. 2 packs of those are, from the produce section at Walmart. Put that in there, and then put the 2 packs of that paprika sauce. It's from Norm, but it's the German kind. You can only get it like World Market here in our area. But if you're like in a major city that has a German market, you can get it there too. But unfortunately, we don't have that here in the area, so I just happen to be, when I got the oil change to the car, I go to the dealership because I still get free oil changes at least 2 more times. And then there's a Walmart market near there, so I always stop there and get emergency supplies from German stuff. But yeah, so we're excuse me. So while I'm gonna put that in the crock pot and put it on low, and the meat will meat will already be cooked, but it's just going to let it slowly simmer and get cooked while I'm gone all day in Anniston. And then when we get back, we'll have German style goulash with German noodles tonight. So yeah, sounds good. So yeah, it is damn cold. It's 28, icy conditions, and as you can tell from the sun, not a cloud in the sky. It's gonna be like this all week. As of this recording, supposedly, either if it hasn't happened, it may happen today. There's going to be snow in Alabama. Can you believe that? But it's not going to be in the northern part or the middle section. It's going to be in the panhandle. Mobile and the panhandle in Florida and all that. It's crazy. They're the ones that are going to get the snow. Snow in Florida. Can you imagine that? So, yeah. But hopefully it's going to be like this, cold in the morning, freezing cold in all week. So hopefully, maybe by this coming weekend, things will warm up just a little bit. So, okay. Enough for the weather forecast. Let's head on back to Pell City and see if we can pick up another order. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I did not get any other orders this morning. Got a couple pickups I rejected. So, I went and got me something to eat, and now I'm heading over to Anniston. Stop by my parents' house first real quick, and then on to Anniston Walmart. But when I changed the zone, something interesting popped up. If you remember, I mentioned in another video about, and this is a day or two after the crash of the app, Spark app. I noticed that on the metrics, our acceptance rate was removed, and I thought maybe they were trying to adjust. Well, they just announced that they're making changes. They're totally removing the acceptance rate. And they're adding some other metrics about on-time arrival type stuff, and finding the original items and that type of thing. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. That's kind of sounds like the same thing that Dollar General issue with DoorDash. It's very hard to be a pro shopper with DoorDash, and Dollar General is the only stores you have. for the majority of the time. Occasionally you get a PetSmart, or even rarely a Home Depot. And occasionally you get a Walgreens and CVS, but finding original items, Walmart should already know if they have the items in each store. They have such a detailed inventory system. But we'll see how this works out. So, okay, it is just a little after 10 o'clock. Taking me about 30 minutes to get to my parents' house. A few minutes to check things out, make sure everything's okay, and then hopefully before 11 o'clock I'll be starting Spark in Anniston. I will be doing pickups while I'm over there. So, all right, let's see what happens. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I am now in Anniston. I just left my parents' house, make sure everything was okay, and I'm making my way to the Anniston Walmart. Looks like Oxford's red, Jacksonville's yellow, but Anniston's kind of not busy right now. Well, hopefully by the time I get there, we'll get something. So, let's see what happens. So, see you in a little bit. Well, after sitting in the parking lot for about 15 minutes, I got my first offer. It's a shopping for 2 drop-offs, $23, and for 7.9 miles. Takes about 41 minutes total. So, let's go ahead and get the shopping done and to the customers. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I just made those drop-offs. The first one was a little bit difficult, but I've encountered this problem before. I did it last week. There's a name of a street here in Anniston, and in fact, there's the person, I guess whoever puts their address in there, the Spark app does not. It's a McClellan or whatever, but they don't put the app doesn't put the capital K in the name, and it takes you to somewhere. And the first customer I encountered this issue, she told me, please use we're on capital K. So I did that, and I said but Google Maps would not take that address. So I got my iPhone as my backup. So I put it in Apple Maps. Sure enough, it had the address, the name, and all that. So I used, for that particular address, I used my Apple Maps, and it took me directly to the house. And so then on the second one, nice elderly lady, very nice. We got to talk a little bit. Her dad, World War II vet, but he worked as a plumber. He worked at the Fort McClellan at the maintaining, with housing engineering, support the housing out there. So yeah, we got to talk a little, reminiscing. So, but anyway, yeah. So I'm actually way back out here, near where I come into the Anniston area from the interstate. So basically, I made a complete circle. So I'm heading back to the road that takes me to my parents' house, and then I'll just drive by and head on back to Anniston. So let's see if I can get another order here real quick. But yeah, it has warmed up a little bit. It's 42. This morning was 28, and it's going to be like this for the rest of the week. And the lady told me, yeah, I've had to keep my water running low. They just said, we just put in, renovated bathroom, a new shower, and all that, and it froze, and we almost froze. And they live in a very older house, probably built in the late 40s, early 50s. The small little square houses, maybe 2-bedroom, 1-bath, living room, kitchen, that type of thing. Typical house from back then, and no basement, but they have a crawl space. But the crawl space probably gets pretty cold, So that's why she said they had to keep the water running. But anyway, it was a nice little conversation, reminiscing a little bit. So anyway, let's head back via the route that I'd take to my parents' house, past that house, my parents' house, onto Anniston, and see if I can pick up another order. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I got my first pickup. It's for almost $25, $24.63 for 16.8 miles. Take less than an hour. See what items. Yeah, one drop off has 71 items, but the others are small, 13 and 15. So anyway, so let's get this going. So yeah, I do the pickups here. See what happens. So let's do the start. All right, I'm gonna head over to the parking spot, and hopefully I'll get this order in quickly and get going. So see you in a little bit. Well, I just finished those drop-offs. This is interesting. Well, I once again have come over the mountain through the fort. First drop-off was what was that former military housing, which then they now converted into apartments. Then drove through the fort like I did the last time, over the mountain, through the wildlife refuge, over here in the White Plains, which is now all part of Anniston. Second drop off, very nice elderly lady. She asked me to bring the groceries in and place them on her dining room table, which I did. Kind of remind me of my mom, living by herself, have to walk, walk around with a cane, or in case my mother had to use a walker. But yeah, but still had, very witty, spoke very articulately, like nothing. She hadn't lost any of her cognitive. She asked me about, she asked me about the bags that I was using, the IKEA bags. Those are very nice, She said the last time somebody came and just bringing tubs. So I said, yeah. I told her those IKEA bags are much more useful, flexible. They're not as rigid. Plus, with the two handles, they have a short handle and long handle. You can use the short handles here, or you can use the longer handles to put on your shoulder. So she especially wanted to know where I got them. I told her, she just look for IKEA bags at Amazon. They come in a pack of 2. Then the third drop off was really weird. I actually drove past that house on the way to the second drop off. I don't know why it didn't make me stop there first. But second drop off, very nice house. In fact, they said it had a code. Please put it inside the garage, and it had a code. Fortunately, the garage door was open, so I just walked by the car and placed it by the garage door into the kitchen. I assumed it's the kitchen at the garage. So yeah. So now I'm going back over the mountain and head back to Anniston Walmart. This is kind of very similar to how at Pell City, even though the Pell City, going from Pell City to Odenville, is slightly longer than this, but this goes up steeper hills. There's some hills on the trip from Pell City to Odenville, but not as steep as this. I mean, I'm literally going over this mountain, and you can feel the pressure in your ears. You have to pop your ears. So anyway, so this is my second trip over the mountain. So I delivered that to White Plains. So yeah, this is another surreal moment for me. When I delivered to those military, what were military housing units for families, are now apartment complexes now. And drove by again the church and the parade ground again. and drove by the library and the fire station. So, and then also the old PX and commissary. So anyway, so this now must be a new route to get to. And I remember, when we were kids, in high school, we played White Plains and football and all that. And I was in marching band. It took, an hour and a half, 2 hours to get there. And that's because back then we had to drive around the fort because we couldn't go through the fort back then. So, yeah. Boy, surreal. So anyway, heading back to Walmart in Anniston. See if I can get another either pickup or shopping. And see if we can keep going. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I took a small little shopping, take under an hour for 2 customers, but what it was before that, it kept giving me offers for pickup, but it was like $12 for 14 miles. This is almost $17 for 3 miles. So anyway, let's go and do some shopping. So see you in a little bit. Well, that really was an adventure. The shopping was interesting. One of the customers wanted 10 2-liter Mountain Dews. I guess because they're on sale. So that took up most of the buggy. But it was just follow the rules, and I organized it as I go. The first drop off was to an apartment. That's a single building apartment. Lady told me you can follow in. The app took me into one side. So I said, there's some buildings over there. But sure enough, she said, in the things, I'm at the top of many flights of stairs. Sure enough, from the parking spot is like 2 or 3 flights of stairs going up to a single apartment building. The good news is she's not the one with the 10 2-liter Mountain Dews. So that turned out pretty good. So, and actually all her stuff fit in one bag, so I was able to carry it, no problem. I carried separately her bread and eggs separately. I didn't want them to be crushed from the bag as I was carrying it up. But the good thing, the second drop of the customer with the 10, he came out and helped me carry it. Well, I just brought it to the front of the walkway. They had a fence. The house was totally fenced in, and there was another concerning note: the dogs will be inside. Oh man! Sure enough, with that, I saw the dogs in the door. They were not big on mean dogs, they're like little, they were medium-sized dogs. But yeah, he carried all this stuff in. I just unloaded from the car and he carried it in. So, kudos for that. So, anyhow, so let's see, which way do I want to go? It's a little after 3 o'clock. I'm hoping to get one more order because I want to end the stuff at 4 o'clock. So I'm going to head back to Walmart in Anniston and see if I can get one more order. So let's see what happens. See you in a little bit. Well, I just accepted my last offer for today. This is shopping for 2 drops offs. Almost $25, 9.8 miles. Should take under an hour. and that should give me plenty of time to get home. There were a couple of offers that I didn't want to take. One was the 2-hour, 15 drop-off thing, and then there was another shopping that was over an hour and a half, so over 40 items. The items in this are very small. It's for 2 customers. One has 15, one has 22. So anyway, so let's do this final shopping, and then we'll head home after that. So see you in a little bit. Well, that's it. I'm done for the day. The little that little last shopping order wasn't too bad. Each customer wanted a 24 case of drinks. It was not a problem. In fact, the last drop off, I'm up here in Jacksonville. The last drop off, I pulled in and there's a car. It's got the exact same signs I use when I spark. and the lady came out. She gave me a $5 cash tip extra, and I guess it's her daughter or something like that. It's her car. I said, "Hey, you got the exact same sign." She says, "Yeah, I spark also." So, but they live real close to the Jacksonville Walmart, so I assume that's where she sparks from. So yeah, not too bad today. Not too bad. I'll give a brief summary when I get home. But yeah, it's 4:36. The sun's going down. I'm done. I'll be home in about 40 minutes. So hopefully my goulash that's been slow cooking in the crock pot on low since 10 o'clock this morning. I pre-cooked the stew meat first, seasoned it, put it in there, and then I put 2 cartons of beef stock, 2 packages of celery, onions, and carrots, and the 2 pack goulash mixes that I got from World Market. Put that in there and stir it up real good and let it slowly cook. Hopefully this will soften the meat a little bit, because lately a lot of times when I cook, fall into the rank. Okay, cook the meat, pour water in and cook and let it stir. The meat's not fully, a little tough. So hopefully this slow cooking it'll be a lot better. So yeah, the only thing I need to do is go home and cook some German noodles. I got them in a pack. Again, from World Market. I think that's where I got them last. Yeah, I think that's where I got them last time. Either that or sometimes Aldi's will have it, but we don't have it Aldi's where we live. But yeah, very interesting day. Revisit the old fort, see my old hangouts around, and met some new people. Like I said, I talked to that elderly lady. We kind of reminiscing about life around here in the past. So yeah, they're still doing a lot of road work around here. They've always been doing road work around here. So, but yeah, the sun's low in the sky, as you can see. Whew. And this is it's gonna be. This is okay day. Now, I'm not doing anything tomorrow. I always take Mondays off. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to do DoorDash on Tuesday. We've had a death in the family. My wife's uncle passed away. And so the funeral, visitation and the funeral's on Tuesday, starting at noon. I might do a Spark Tuesday morning just to get the guaranteed money. But after that, then I get back, and then once I'm done with the morning Spark, have to get ready for visitation.
In 1,000 feet, take a slight left onto Landlocked Lane.
So yeah, that's my wife's uncle, and he'd been sick for a while. Well, his wife passed away 3-4 years ago. So he kind of went downhill after that. But then he's been having problems. He's been in the hospital lots of times and caught COVID, And they sent him home, but they sent him back. And then, when you're an elderly person, you catch COVID, that's a death sentence. That's what happened to my mother. She was a 2-time lung cancer survivor. But when she caught COVID in the hospital, that was it. So anyway, yeah, it warmed up slightly. It got up to 42 as the high, but it's going to stay cold the rest of this week. So the rest of the schedule, off tomorrow, Spark in the morning Tuesday, funeral to go to. Spark all day Wednesday, but from home, kind of catch up. As of this recording, one video came out today that has to deal with the Walmart Spark crash that we had, and then I got another one coming out tomorrow. That should be a fun one to watch. The one that's coming out tomorrow. Continue to work. Slowly catching up. I think I'm only 2 weeks behind. Ooh, excuse me. So, anyhow, that means I'm getting pretty close to getting ready to do the next summary. So, so on my way home, and where I'll give a summary. So, see you in a little bit. Well, I'm finally home. It was a long day. Interesting. Worst part of the day was those long ass stairs. I'm just glad it wasn't the order with the 10 liters, 10 2-liter bottles of Mountain Dew. Yeah, but luckily it was just ordered. I was able to carry everything in one bag. But yeah, it stayed cold all day. It warmed up a little bit, But yeah, that's gonna be it for me today. So let's go ahead and get the summary of the day. So according to what I got here, the confirmed earnings is $80.28, with unconfirmed tips at $43.23. So if I get those tips, it was $120 day. Not too bad. So, like I mentioned before, I always take Mondays off. It's a long day on Sunday, especially I'm going to another Walmart. Yeah, and then of course, got a funeral to go to on Tuesday, but back to normal schedule, all day Wednesday Spark, and then Spark and DoorDash on Thursday and Friday, and then take Saturday off, and we repeat the cycle. So, hope you enjoyed following me along today. Hopefully you felt sorry for me climbing those stairs. But if you like the video, I urge you to select like. If you enjoy what I'm doing with the channel, I urge you to subscribe to the channel. And I urge you to join the membership to see the extra content that I post. I post every time I do, every time I finish the Sunday Spark, that's the end of the week. So I record and give extra numbers, detailed, mileage and dollars per hour, that type of thing. I go a little bit more detail of my weekly numbers, and I give a kind of a recap and some insights of the week. Plus, I also post, some pictures and other small little videos on exclusive to the membership club. Now, if you want to join, it's 99 cents a month if you join on a PC, but if you're doing it through your Apple iPhone, it costs $1.49 a month because Apple ones are cut. Also, if you're interested in the stuff that I use, each video has a link to my kit, which is all the items that I use, all the way from my delivery bags, the IKEA bags, all the equipment, including the video equipment that I use. So I got cheap stuff and expensive stuff. So take a look and see if anything that interests you that hopefully will help you in your work. I also have in the link my store where you can buy gear that I'm wearing. Now the gear you see on the YouTube channel is just the Spark and Dash equipment because I can only show 30 items. But I have t-shirts and tumblers on the store link. If you click on that, you'll see more of the items that's available. So anyway, I'm going to go home. Well, I'm home. I'm going to go inside and check on the crock pot for the goulash and see if it's ready. I'm sure it is. So get ready, change clothes, and cook the noodles and have dinner tonight. So anyway, hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will do this again later. So we'll talk to you later.